Hi, this is Scott with Spectra Gear, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a pro tip. This doesn't necessarily relate to any products that we sell, but it's more of some tidbits and information that I'd like to pass on to people. I taught firearms as a law enforcement firearms instructor for a number of years, did a lot of work with shotguns, and it actually is one of my favorite weapon systems. And there's a few things that still are kind of unknown to people. There might be some obscure information. So I'm going to throw out a few little nuggets, a few little short videos on some tips to make you a better shotgunner. And the first thing I'm going to talk about in this series of videos is going to be recoil management. And a large part of recoil management actually has more to do with the gun than it has to do with the shooter or whatever particular stance they're using. And specifically, I'm talking about length of pull on your butt stocks. This is a Winchester 1300. It is typical in terms of the length of pull being about 13 and a half inches. And consequently, the length of pull on this shotgun is too long for the kind of work that we need to do in terms of defensive use of a shotgun. And let me kind of illustrate this to you by pointing out, first off, I'm 6'2" and I'm pushing about 290 unhealthy pounds. I'm a big guy. And despite my size, I find this to be an incredibly uncomfortable shotgun to shoot. And I'll explain why. The longer the length of pull is, the more you have to orient your body, actually turn your body in order to get behind the gun and line up with all of the controls, operate the pump, etc. Now, ideally, what we should be doing is, when it comes to gunfighting, it's not that dissimilar from fist fighting. If I'm going to fist fight, I'm going to take basically a boxer stance. I'm going to have my weight slightly biased forward to my offside. I'm going to be basically in this position right here. And I'm not necessarily going to fight in a solidly bladed position. This isn't, the old fisticuff days. I'm going to square up towards my target. And there's a number of reasons why you would want to do that in terms of the amount of coverage that you have laterally, but also in terms of your balance, your forward movement, etc. It's more comfortable, and you're going to have a better fighting platform standing like so. But in order to run the shotgun like this, it's going to require me to excessively extend my left arm in order to operate that pump. And in a video that I did demonstrating a buttstock shell holder, I actually had to do that to get behind the gun and mitigate the recoil. But what most people will have a tendency to do is to free this arm up a little bit. They'll start turning their body, and that allows you to do this. But the problem is, as soon as you do that, the buttstock begins to shift out of the shoulder pocket and more towards the radial nerve, which is right here. And this is the land where pain lives. And this is where, when you do experience that recoil, that's that sharp shock and that sharp pain that you experience in your shoulder is right there. It's very uncomfortable to shoot from this position. So a lot of people, unfortunately, will get a shotgun, they'll load it up with some high impulse double-aught buck, they'll have to turn their body like that, they'll rest it right on top of their radial nerve, they'll press off around, experience intense pain, and just give up on the shotgun altogether, or have a lot of difficulty in shooting it. However, the simple solution to that is a reduced length of pull stock. In this case, this is a Magpul SGA. If you buy one of these from Mossberg where it's already pre-installed, you're going to have like 3 spacers in there. Pull the butt pad off and get rid of all of those spacers. Again, I'm 6'2", 290. I go with the shortest length of pull possible. And what this allows me to do is, because of that length of pull, now I can get completely behind the gun, even with the forend forward. I can square up and I can locate that buttstock further in off of the shoulder, away from the radial nerve, and into that shoulder pocket where you got a lot of meat and a lot of protection. And what this will allow you to do is achieve a solid firing platform where you have full range of movement. You don't have to turn your body. You're able to advance with no problem. And you keep a very balanced shooting platform. You can keep that upper body weight forward to, again, further mitigate that recoil. And what you're going to find is the shotgun is going to have, you're going to have less experienced recoil, and you're going to have a better experience shooting your shotgun. So tip 1, go with a short length of pull stock. Whether it's an SGA, a Hogue 12-inch length of pull, but do yourself a favor, experiment with that before you give up on the shotgun. With that, I'll bring it to a close. Thank you very much. Have a great day.